Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Hope you're having a fine Wednesday hump day. Start humping, everyone. It is September 2nd, 2020. We are 2/3 of the way through the nightmare year, and the bingo card is filling up. Anyway, hope y'all are having a great midweek so far. Hope you're not having a midweek crisis like so many others. Anyway, welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We do it on YouTube. We do it on the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook. We do it on my page. We do it through Geek Insider. We do it anywhere we're able. Anyway, thank you for watching us, whether it's live or Memorex. Thank you for your kind attention. And if you're watching on any page on Facebook, please give that page a like, if you would, please, especially on the Rising Tide Publications page. We can use some more people on there. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel and ring that bell so that you'll get notification every time we come on the air with new material. And we are going to have a lot more new material. I've been working on it already. And also give this video a thumbs up if you would, please. That is greatly appreciated. And this show is brought to you, yes, you, by Rising Tide Publications and the amazing people at Geek Insider. And thank you to everyone who watched last night's show with Clayton Merwin last night. Was that not a hoot or what? That was a fun show. And we found that overnight our viewership of that episode doubled. And if you think that was good, and I know you did, because I sure enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to have Amy Hale back on Tuesday night. We've got some great guests lined up for the next few weeks, and hope you'll join us on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. for Clever Title Pending. All right? It's a great show, even though I'm on there. And Carl Witzman posted this at 8:17 this morning, saying, I am testing to see if this comment made 2 hours before the show makes it into the show. Yes, he's being an ass. No, you're not. It's a scientific experiment, and now we know. And we got to say hello to Clyde Hall, Christian Basil, and Russell Allen. Gentlemen, glad to see you. Hope you're having a great morning. And to everyone, please say hello to me. Otherwise, I might not know you're here, okay? And Carl Witzman is also watching us on YouTube and saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Carl. Love the coffee show this morning. If you do it at a regular time, I will do my best to show up. And Carl Witzman, also from Facebook, says, I hope to see Teresa Dunn, Bill Sarn, Clyde Hall, Amy Hale, Sarah, and Christian Basil in here. I'll see author Michaela Jade and Meredith Logren over on YouTube. Oh, he's setting up dates this morning. This is a man on the go. And Teresa Dunn says, good morning, Brian. Mwah to you, Teresa. Good morning to you. And you hope, says Christian Basil. I do hope, because I'm all about making a young man's dreams come true and to see the happiness on his face. Yeah. Anyway, and Carl Witzman says, Ted Davies, I got more coffee. I'm ready. Christian Basil says, arise, Morris monster. Arise and show us the whimsical Wednesday, that massive protruding hump. Yes, I do. And thank you for noticing the protruding nature of said hump. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. And we want to give a special shout out to John B. Pica and hope that you brought cigarettes to Facebook jail. It's better than money, trust me. And be careful in the showers, okay? The floors are wet. You could fall and hurt yourself. Anyway, thank you, Christian. And Teresa Dunn, good morning, Brian. Moss, Teresa's watching me also on the Tube of Views, where the picture and sound quality is a little bit better. So if you watch me on YouTube, that will not break my heart. And again, please ring that bell and subscribe to my channel, because we've got all kinds of really cool stuff coming up. Hey, I hope everyone that signed up for it, I hope you all enjoyed the newsletter yesterday. That went out yesterday around 5 p.m. And people, Cookie says, don't do the marble races this month, all right? Find something new. Okay, so I've gotten hooked on this channel. It's a private business where it's located in the middle of about a dozen different restaurants and bars and a couple of music/entertainment venues. Well, it's posted you don't park there if you're not a customer. Well, a number of people ignore this, and what they don't realize is that there's somebody on security duty at night, and when they park there illegally, the minute they walk away, they call a tow truck, and it's kind of fun to watch the tow truck work because they timed it. They actually did one of the towaways in real time. And from the time the guy stopped the tow truck, got out, took some photographs to verify that this person was in violation of the no parking rule, then he got back into the truck and then turned it around and then, with the magic of machinery, towed the vehicle away. Well, this took about a minute and 20 seconds, the whole encounter. And then they follow up to when the people come back and see their car is gone. It's if you're into Schadenfreude and how many times have you seen people parking where they shouldn't be? It's very cathartic, this channel. But anyway, please check out that. And plus, we brought you the brand new video from a Russian party group that Carl Witzman turned me on to called Little Big. I've also gotten into the Hatters and some of their other affiliated groups. But they released a brand new video called Taco, and it's all about the joys of food, which is a hilarious video. Plus, there's also somewhere a video on the making of it. So, anyway, I just wanted to share that stuff with my Nevermorians who signed for my newsletter. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, please sign up right there at http://bit.ly/capital R, little s, little n, little g, capital T, little d01. So anyway, yeah, we'll leave that up there on the board. And if you want, if you don't want to copy that down and type it in later, just go on to Facebook Messenger and send me your email, and I will happily sign you up for my newsletter. And speaking of happily, I'm happily glad to see Mr. Russell Allen. Glad to see him. Mr. Allen was on a special Clever Title Pending last Wednesday on the Indie event. He was fantastic. He really is, and he is allowing me to return the favor as I will be on his show on Sunday, September 27th. I'll be on with Russell Allen. I'm really looking forward to being interviewed by you, sir. It was a good time talking to you, and I hope I am at least as entertaining as you are. And hey, you guys, invoking his inner Rita Moreno from the Electric Company. Good to see you, Russell. And Matt Shore says, good morning to you, Matt. Hope all is well. And Carl Wisman, hey, Russell. And Dave Noe, a fantastic writer and editor, publisher, goes, Kofefe. That's right, brother. A Kofefe to you, my friend. It means rise above. Hope you all take this day and hope you end it better than when you started it. We made a fresh pot before we came up. I've got a new coffee maker. I need to get a new full-sized one because we're wearing it out. But I got one, and I didn't really take notice of the size of it, but it makes 2 cups of coffee. And it's stronger than what a Keurig does because, I can control how much coffee goes into it, obviously. But it's a dandy little thing. It costs about $15. It's a Black & Decker, but it makes like 2 really good cups of coffee. So I've been really favorably impressed with the Black & Decker coffee makers in recent years. So I think I may have found my brand of choice. But Dave Noe, always a pleasure. And if you want to talk indelible, by all means do. And Bill Sarn says, Carl Witzman, I am always fashionably late. Yes, you are, young man. And Christian Basil says, so is Brian, but there's nothing fashionable about that. You don't know, hey, bow tie, fez, dude, how does it get more fashionable than that? Did I load anything that I could use that's relevant to, maybe I did that on the other channel. But let's see here. Did I? No, I didn't. I have some new memes that I need to, or some GIFs that I need to put in here. Maybe I'll do that after the show. But I got some Doctor Who GIFs from WhatsApp. If so, you know what's going to happen there, and everyone's going to love them. Told you. Anyway, let's get back to your comments because you're more fun than I am, folks. And there is Magi, Jake Caretaker. Hi, my friend. How are you? I am dandy, and I hope you are feeling blessed today, my friend. Hope all is well with you. And Clyde Hall, always a pleasure to see you, sir. I'll be starting on your Doc Saga story in the next day or two. And good morning, Nevermorians. Russell, this is not a Zoom meeting. That's right, because I can get more than 40 of you in here. Anyway, but it's good to see y'all. Hope all is well. And Christian Basil says it should be. Yeah, yeah. The thing is, the Zoom meetings you can keep private, but I like the fact that we are broadcasting simultaneously to YouTube. And yeah, I'm awake, Christian. I just now saw your message to me, so I'm almost awake. Anyway, and Brian, damn it, Brian P already. Well, I did. And maybe I am, even as we speak. You don't know. So anyway, let's get that back up there. Oh, what did I do? I watched the show on my phone just in case somebody walks in that I need to say hello to. Ernie Winland, glad to see you here, my friend. Now, Facebook doesn't always tell me when you show up, and I never see anything here on StreamYard. So please, 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 please say hello to me because I'd love to say hello to you, and I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you. I might be, but I don't want you to feel it. Anyway, Christian, let's get your message off there because I'm sure everyone's seen enough of the word P. And like my crazy version, the green room. Yeah, the green room every other Friday. Uncle Carl invites select people into the green room and me. So we cut up, we get a little bit wacky, and it's always a good time. Russell Allen says, everyone shield your eyes from the solar flare on Earth. Today is Pops Van Zant's birthday, and that cake is going to be bright. Yeah, you thought Australia catching fire was going to be impressive, and I shouldn't say anything because I think I'm older than Pops, if such a thing is possible. But I'm not as sexy as he is, and a Zoom meeting full of drunk people. Well, Carl, I got to work on that. I've been dangerously sober the last few times I've been in your green room. I need to fix that. And Pops Van saying, happy birthday to me. Happy blah, blah, blah. Yeah, just one more year. Well, Pops, I hope your birthday celebration is a happy one. Please wish Pops a very, very special happy birthday. He's a good guy. And talk about this new venture you got going, young man, that's going to help all kinds of independent creators. And Christian Basil says, oh, so what you're saying is, Pops, it's going to pop. Well, I'm sure he can still pop even at his age. And there he goes. Pop. Okay. And Carl Wetzman says the coffee show at a regular time like a job spits coffee all over the monitor. Well, if you just give me like an approximation, like what day might it be on, or maybe if I'm actually up and actually looking at my computer. I missed you by 18 minutes today. But no, it was a fun show. I like early morning shows, obviously. So mine's more of a mid-morning or late morning show to ease you into the noon hour. That's it. We need to create a channel. Like Carl will have the morning coffee shift. I'll take the next shift for a couple hours. Then we'll get a whole bunch of other people in here to pick up the slack for me. And Pops Van Zant has a thing for a Kickstarter, Mojo Risen Darkness Rising issue 1, 36 hours left. And hey, you want to give Pops that's a good idea, Pops, actually. If you want to give Pops a present, here's what you do. Check out that link and drop a little money on it. Okay, even $1 gets Pops closer to his goal. All right, and if you are not inclined to want to support the project, which is perfectly valid, okay, because not everything you see on the internet is to everyone's taste. All right. Gary Mule Deer's grandfather used to tell him, if everybody liked the same thing, they'd all be chasing your grandma. So even if you don't want to give just $1, just share his message, share that link on your page, or if you belong to a page that is about crowdfunding or about comic books, share that link there, and let's give Pop one hell of a Nevermorian birthday gift. What do you say, people? And good morning, Carl and Christian, says Teresa Dunn. And Carl says, YouTube is 6 seconds ahead of Facebook, but no way to add laugh emoticon. Well, dang them. Dang those YouTubery types. I think you can add emoticons, but I admit I don't use many emoticons aside from smileys and whatever Facebook offers. Um, I got things to do. I'm a busy man, busy man. And Brian, it begins at 10 Eastern Standard Time. Yes, Christian. Thank you, Christian. I'm sorry I'm not giving you my usual dose of warm, sticky goodness as early as I can. How about I just go on the air 24 hours a day? I'll get one of those, what used to be popular, like people would actually, I don't know if they still do this, but people would set up webcams all over their house and you watch this person go about their day. Um, Mine would be horribly disappointing. And we are not going to set one up in certain rooms of the house. Even though I saw a couple that were, it's like you follow the person into the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, just we out of here. So maybe I should, maybe Christian, you and I ought to do that. We ought to just set up cameras around the house and make people pay to watch us go through their day. It's like, oh, Brian should be working, but he's playing Rollick again. Okay, great. And the League of Impossibilists joins us. Well done, young man. Well done. Oh, I forgot I could watch and comment on YouTube. Facebook be damned. Yes, this is John B. Pica. And check out the League of Impossibilists, not just on their page on Facebook, but also check them out on YouTube and check them out, especially on Patreon, and drop $1 or $2 John's way, all right? Because he's a good guy and he deserves it. And Little Big is awesome. Oh, yeah. Did you catch their, I sent it in the link, the secret link on yesterday's newsletter, but hope you watched it. The new one is fun. And if you're lucky, you might there's a channel that has listed behind the scenes videos on how Little Big makes many of their videos, like I'm Okay, and of course Taco, and the Uno, as well as the Hypno Dance. They're incredibly fun, and what a creative group. They are so much fun. I love their music. I really do. But yeah, Little Big is fantastic. And again, thank you, Carl Witzman, for turning me on to those guys, and especially that gal. And I did love how the truck parking guy kept walking over to where he had parked, because that truck would magically reappear. Sheesh, yeah. Carl Witzman, you are right. Yeah. What I do in my newsletter is I bring two secret links. It used to be one, but I have been generous as of late. And that's how my friends have discovered marble racing, another passion of mine. And also, I'm fascinated with the Panic broadcasts of 1938, which most of you, I hope all of you would know it, where actor Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater put on a radio adaptation of the H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds. But people who tuned in late or ignored the disclaimers thought that the Earth was genuinely being invaded by Martians. And the thing is, other stations have done this, and even though they have done everything in their power to tell people this is not real, they still wind up causing a panic. So it's crazy. It is totally crazy. But yeah, the you can see Carl why I like that channel. Plus, he does more than just the guy who runs that does more than just towaway videos. One day he had a video on his neighborhood and why so many people park there because of the restaurants and the entertainment venues. It's really a fun channel. It really is. And I shot past a whole bunch of comments here. Let's try to catch up. And I love Lil Big. I do too, Carl. I really do, especially Sonia. And Magi Jake Caretaker says, "What you think of those new magic tricks I sent you?" Oh, I haven't. I saw that and I thought, well, I'll watch them later. I got caught up in stuff. Jake, I will check them out today. I know they're going to be good. Jake is an illusionist, and he has a gospel message that goes along with it. I am incredibly fascinated by what he does, and John B. Pica and Jake, we may have to have a magic show one night on clever title pinning. Let's think about it, guys, because my show is about creativity, And what's more creative than illusions? Oh, yeah. And that video was a good addition to the newsletter. Surprise. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Carl. Thank you. And hey, there's Brian Rhodes. Good to see you. Oh, hello. I guess I forgot there's a Wednesday this week, too. Yeah, they keep slipping in one. I think whoever's in charge sometimes takes out a Wednesday and inserts the second Monday or more. And by insert, I mean dry. Anyway, hope you're having a great morning, Brian. It is a great time to see you. And everyone go to bigskink.com, SKINK, Big Skink, not little big, but bigskink.com, and check out the work of Brian Rhodes. He is incredibly talented. All right, and Christian Basil, good God, man, how long does it take to pee? Christian Basil, where are you at? I am on air. I am on air. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm here. Or my screen has frozen where you are, and I'm continuing to relieve myself. Pops Van Zandt, there are a couple of campaigns active. I heard someone made a large sale last night, but the site wasn't designed for a sale that large, so they had to adjust the quantities on the retailer options. Yeah. Thank you for posting this, Pops. indiecrowdfund.com. If you own a comic shop, or if you know someone who owns a comic shop that would like to have a reliable distributor of independent comic books, please give them this address, indiecrowdfund.com. It is it's a more dealer friendly option. It's kind of like Kickstarter or Indiegogo. And Pops, I've been spreading the word, and I know at least one person's going to check you out. So, but please, it's a new startup that's going to get more retailers access to independent comic books, stuff that isn't found usually in the Diamond catalog. And in fact, I would love it. I don't know if you guys thought about it, but I would love it if you're in Diamond. I would prefer this for people who can't or won't go into Diamond, not people who are there and just looking for one more way to sell books. But that's just me being elitist. Anyway, Eric Hawkins, glad to see you, my brother. Morning, all. Good morning to you. Eric Hawkins is the artist and writer of the incredible book, The Zombophile World of Oz. Enjoyed talking to you about your future plans, and I'm excited. Eric told me some stuff he wants to work on that I'm like, ooh, this is going to be fun. And Luke Stone, speaking of fun, there he is. Luke, I'm glad to see you, sir. And folks, Luke has a Indiegogo right now that is going marvelously. He is nearing his goal. Let me get this graphic up.
New from Terraform Comics, Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
Yeah, I forgot that was a video and not just a card. Yeah, Luke, if you think of it, would you send me just that last frame, or the opening frame, and we'll use it as an insert on here, and I can talk over it. But anyway, yeah, please check out that Indiegogo campaign for Luke Stone. He is assembling the amazing hybrid the Sons of Gods into one big trade paperback with a whole bunch of extra material in it. And if he reaches $8,000, and I think he can do this, there will be a story in there by a certain pair of creators. Not that I have any sort of insider knowledge, but Meredith Lawgren. That's why. No, actually, Meredith Lawgren will have her very first published work in comics in that book, but only if you help. Again, please send some money that way if you want to see the story that Eric Hawkins and I are working up, as well as have an incredible comic book in your hands. Plus, there are all kinds of great alternate covers, including a holofoil option, which is the one I signed up for. And it's going to be a great book. It is going. There's just a whole lot there, and please check it out. Please support Luke Stone. And good morning to you, my friend Kofefe. And Rick Bradley, glad to see you, sir. Thank you for being on the Clever Title Pending last night. You added a lot, sir. Good morning, Nevermorians. I hope everyone is doing well. I am, and I hope you are too. And I hope everybody, like I said, checks out last night's Clever Title Pending with Clayton Merwin, The Art of the Hero Maker. Our views on that overnight doubled. And it started out pretty strong. So I am grateful to everyone who is supporting that show, as well as this one. And please tell your friends about this, because we would like to grow our platform here. And we can't do that unless we get more viewers. So please, please, please share this this information. Share the news of the Nevermorians, the Nevermind the Furthermore shows, as well as Clever Title Pending every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And like I said, we had Clayton Merwin last night. We had we're going to have Amy Hale come back this coming Tuesday. And we mentioned Luke Stone. He's going to be on the show on the 15th. And then on the 22nd, we are going to have a brand new guest, Erin Casey. She is part of well, she's the author of the Purple Door District, a dear friend, and she is currently the head of a writing show called Imagine Other Worlds with Authors, otherwise Iowa. Imagine Other Worlds with Authors. She is a darling lady, an amazing writer. And this is the show where I can truly say it's going to go to the birds. So check us out on the 22nd and find out what the heck I mean. Anyway, let's go back to your comments. Carl Witzman from YouTube says, there used to be a gal who did a pocket cam live and you could see inside her pants all day. Michaela could do that. For what I'm thinking. As long as she has that camera on vibrate. And Christian Basil, they would have to pay us to shut those cameras off. And Christian would never do that. Christian would pay double to be there. And God knows how much he'd... no, I'm not saying it. Anyway, Amy Hale, good morning to you. And here is the lady. She is going to be the guest on our next episode of Clever Title Pending. Looking forward to that. Please bring your questions, because she's a big-time best-selling author and a dear friend, and I'm looking forward to talking to her once again. And also, please put in a link to the PenCon poll that you're a part of. Amy is up for several awards in the PenCon Reader's Choice Awards, and so is Erin Casey and Bess Sturgis, and I think Michaela Jade may be in there too. All frequent flyers on this particular biplane. But anyway, Amy, as always, glad to see you here, hon. And Rick Bradley says, Eden Falls is a small town with big secrets. Marvin Carter is about to barely scratch the surface of those secrets. Order the introduction to Rick Bradley's Eden Falls trilogy, Marvin's Night Out, right now on Amazon in paperback and digital format. Check out that link. All right. Thank you very much, Rick. Glad to see that. And now cameras in Sarah's. Yeah, there we go. Christian will quit his job just to watch that. And the League of Impossible says, let's do it. My magic is one of my storytelling mediums. Very cool. I'd love to have you and Jake on, together or separately. Maybe together, just to test the waters, and then have people ask their questions. Not exactly, how did you do that? Because we know what the answer is to that. And Magi Jake Caretaker says that would be awesome. I always get accused of doing dark magic. I always tell them, God does the miracles, I do the tricks. That's a great comeback, dude. I love it. And I've also got another friend I've been wanting to get on the show for a long time. I just haven't asked him. Is Master Ron Fitzgerald. He's also an illusionist out of the Chicago area. He does what he calls dark, sticky magic. Plus, he's also an actor and a writer. He does all kinds of cool things, as do you two. So, yeah, let me get my appointment book out sometime, and let's see what we can do to schedule that show. What do you say? And now we're caught up with your comments, and it only took half an hour. You guys got to try harder. Anyway, let's have some little pauses here, okay? And we will be back with you in a couple of minutes.
New from Terraform Comics, Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
So let's go.
Ooh.
Oh.
My nippies got hurt.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
All right, welcome back to Nevermind the Furthermore, and we've got a new got a promotion here from Carl Witzman. Definitely check this out. Do you like stories where the hero wins in the end? Oh, too bad. Check out the Mad Gasser Cheerleader of Calhoun County. It's in paperback from Lulu.com by Mr. Carl Witzman. It is based on a true story out of Mattoon, Illinois. And please check it out. It's also got a fantastic cover by Mr. Eric Hawkins, and I got a copy, and soon I'm going to be reading it. I finally moved the unread books off of my desk, and if I created one big pile of them, they would probably reach my waist, which means I've got to start reading more. So should you, which is why I'm putting ads up to my comics, or my books rather. So anyway, that's what we've got going right now. And right now, this threatens to be one of the shortest episodes of Clever Title Bending we've had in ages, because we rely on your comments. And if you don't feel like comments, which I understand, it's kind of gray outside, kind of humid, and it's not like I couldn't use a nap too. So anyway, let's see what else is going on today. Tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern time, Comics Cubed in Kokomo is having another one of their sales. They have them usually twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And not only can you pick up the latest DC, Marvel, Image, and other independent comic publishers, you can also get toys and really, really reasonably priced back issues. I recently picked up some Superboy and Kid Cold Outlaw from the early 50s from Comics Cube during one of their shows, and I'm a happy boy now. So check it out. Please give Sean some love, because when the COVID lockdowns began, Sean Hilton, the proprietor of Comics Cube in Kokomo, Indiana, got on, he let himself, kind of pout for about 24 hours, then he got on the air and started selling stuff, and he's been doing it ever since. So please check it out. And here we go. Carl Witzman says, sorry, I talked myself out this morning. I should only do Tuesdays or Thursday mornings. Well, we could form like a network, Carl, you and me and other like-minded people. And if Indie Volt can have a network, why can't we? Right? Ours would be a little less organized. You could have a couple mornings. I'll take three of them. Maybe we can talk somebody to do weekends. And you never know. I might every now and then just get on the air and just do a show because I'm lonely. Who knows? And here we go. And Amy Hale says, I'll find that link to share. Thank you very much, Amy. I do appreciate it. And there he is. There's a good man, Jeffrey Hayes. Good morning. Sorry running late, but was wrestling with a smoke alarm. I hope you won. Check out plasmafiregraphics.com on the interwebs, and also Plasma Fire Graphics page on Facebook. Thank you, Jeffrey Hayes. It is good to see you, sir. Hope your morning's going well, aside from the apparent altercation you are having with inanimate objects. Yeah, that's the thing. Please support people that do book covers. We've got a number of them. Eric Hawkins does them now. Jeffrey Hayes, oh my gosh, he is incredibly talented. And again, last night on Clever Title Pending, Clayton Merwin does interior and exterior illustrations, and he's amazingly talented. And in fact, he told me, and I hope he doesn't mind me telling you this, he recently completed the cover of Charles F. Millhouse's latest Captain Hawkland book, which I think is like number 7 in the series. Well, anyway, Clayton's going to go back and redo all the earlier ones. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And there we go. The magic of Big Daddy Cool John Pica switched accounts to give you some more love. Hey, love right back at you, John. Thank you so much. And if Facebook doesn't like you, well, screw Facebook. I will make up for their evil. Anyway, love the hell out of you, brother. Anyway, go to johnpica.com and check out all the stuff this man does, and go to Patreon and do a search for Impossibilists, and you will find this man, and throw him some money because he deserves it. And here we go. That's an idea, Brian. I only went online this morning because people were losing their over being stuck indoors. I thought they needed a voice of reason, but I was the only one there. See, if I'd known, I'm on your side on this. Yeah, because, say what you will, and I know some of you will disagree with me, and you're welcome to, and we can have a civil conversation about it. I believe with you, and I've heard experts say, even with how little we knew about the coronavirus or the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic, if we had gone on like a strict lockdown the first month, we might be through it by now, or at least further along. And and I don't know if I've told everyone, but I've been telling everyone that October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, that I will be at Big River Comic Con in Hannibal, Missouri. Well, unfortunately, 2 days ago, Darren Logue made the very difficult decision of canceling this year's show. Actually, not canceling, but delaying it until the last weekend in April. So, I feel bad for him and any other promoter that that is canceling shows right now, because this is a punch in the pocketbook. Because a lot of the monies that they put out for these is non-refundable. So they wind up paying twice for a number of things. So when they open up, I really want people to come out and support Big River Comic Con, because I will be there. Amy Hale will be there. Eric Hawkins will be there. I say knocking on Formica, because that's a long way from now. We might have the zombie apocalypse by then. That I can handle. But anyway, but please check it out. We may have 2 more shows. And I don't want to say anything because Kokomo Con will probably happen unless the venue gets cold feet. And a number of venues are, because I think mostly of liability issues. Plus, a number of states still have limits on the number of people who can attend. And for instance, Kokomo Con, I think, is capping their membership off at 1,000. But we might be able to, because some people are still nervous about it, and understandably. Oh, plus, here's another thing. If you go to Comics Cubed, they are selling breathing masks right now with the Kokomo Con on them, and they come in about 5 different colors: black, white, red, and purple, and I think there's 1 or 2 more. But anyway, you buy that mask and you wear it to the show, you get into the show for free. That's Kokomo Con, happening October 17th in Kokomo, Indiana, at 1500 North Reed Road. It's a beautiful building. It's a wonderful venue. And I will be there. Charles F. Millhouse will be there. and plus some other people. Some surprises to many of you and some Nevermorians. So please check us out. The Magic and Big Daddy John Cool on YouTube. Check it out and subscribe. Says, I know we talk about the League of Impossibilists a lot, but the LOI is only a small piece of my storytelling career. It all springs from my magic as Big Daddy Cool. And please check it out. Please subscribe to the Magic of Big Daddy Cool John Pica. And there he is. I see his little avatar there, and he looks so resplendent. I love that outfit. I really do love that suit, John. That looks fantastic. And Rick Bradley said last night's show was great. Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Wasn't Clayton Merwin amazing? TheArtOfTheHeroMaker.com. Also, The Art of the Hero Maker on Facebook. Yeah, if only he had some enthusiasm for what he does, right? But yeah, and he's done some great stuff with our using his art to benefit our veterans. And he's just a righteous guy. He really is fantastic. His wife's funny too. She's a delight. We've just become friends on Facebook. But anyway, Clayton, I am promising Clayton, I'm promising all of you that Clayton Merwin is going to appear on a Rising Tide publication sooner than later, as will Jeffrey Hayes. Great episode of Clever Title pending last night. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. And Jeffrey, we got to get you on there too, brother. And Rick, you're overdue for a reappearance too. But yeah, a lot of you do so many amazing things, and I don't reach out to you, and that's on me. So yeah, we'll schedule you guys because we've got some stuff coming up. And Tina McHenry, mwah! Good to see you. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Hazm, HAZZUM.com. And check out Hazm on the Facebook page. It's good to have you. Hope you and Rodney Fike are doing well. And Magic and Big Daddy John Cool. I'm working on the character handbook of the Decaverse, the League of Impossibilists, this morning, and writing the character bio of Maria Rasputin. Oh, man, I would buy a book with that name in there. That's beautiful, John. Yeah, and John showed me the preliminary. And if he adds like 3 more pages to it, it will become dense enough to generate its own gravitic field. You know what I'm saying? He's put a lot of great work into it, and I think y'all ought to check it out. Magi J Caretaker, in my area, shows are at full force. I got 13 gospel shows scheduled right now. That is amazing. Yeah, my church, the Elspin Presbyterian Church on the south side of Lafayette, Indiana, they are currently finally opening up the possibility that we might have live services again. They've been doing a great job with remote services, broadcasting them on YouTube. That has been really, really uplifting. Plus, they're part of a network of local churches. But Rick Ryan and all those great people are still keeping the message, keeping the flame hope alive. But they've recently polled their parishioners. I think the place locked down like, I want to say early March, late February, and they've not been open for anything since. And now they are saying that, if precautions are taken, if social distancing is done, would we be willing to go in to the cathedral again? And Cookie and I said yes. We'd be wearing a mask, and we'd be keeping the heck away from everyone else, and elbow bumping and the whole 9 yards, or just waving to each other from across the room. Excuse me, but we'll see what happens, because most of the people in that building are at risk. There's some weeks I'm the youngest person there, okay? So we got to be careful. Carl Witzman says, I think of it this way: if I'm careful and wear a mask, it's inconvenient, but if I'm wrong, then it's a temporary pain. But if I'm right, then maybe I saved a life or two. I'll take those odds. I agree with you completely. I was having a conversation with a friend who brought it up this morning, and I said I don't wear a mask for my sake because I don't care. I wear it for Cookies. I wear it for Carl's. I wear it for Michaela's. I wear it for John and Jake and Rick and everybody else on here. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. And I think that's as rising tide as it gets. Like I said, and I don't want to sound morbid or sound like I need to call suicide prevention, but yeah, I don't fear death. I really don't. Not real happy with what leads up to it, but I want to make sure Cookie has a long life. And I want to make sure the people around me have a long life. Now, when we had MichaelaCon, and Carl, I'm going to start working on SarahCon today. The time has gone away from me. And I'm thinking we may just go find a place to eat and go over there and hang out for a couple hours. And we'll let Amy Hill will let you know. Hopefully a week from Saturday. I got to check with Cookie too. But making plans out with your wife. Who does that? Anyway, and expects to live. But no, or we might reschedule it a week or two out so that so that Amy can, people like Amy can rearrange their schedules. But anyway, like when we had MichaelaCon, I know that everyone that showed up, and there were only like half a dozen of us or so. We're all smart, we're all adult, and we're all taking precautions. And even then, it's not like we were sitting on each other's laps, no matter how much I wanted it. Sorry, Carl, I'd have let you sit there, but no, it's we tried to be as safe as possible. We went to a restaurant, but we wore our masks until it was time, and our waitress wore her mask and just took real good care of ourselves. And I trust my people to be smart, is what it is. And the magic of Big Daddy John Cool says it's a funny thing. I created the fictional character who was a circus performer / animal trainer. Then I did my research and discovered she was a real person and was a circus performer. Really? Oh my God, that is so cool. Well, that's kind of like Volcana, my book. I had researched. The name Volcana popped in my head because it was loosely based on an old comic book called Son of Vulcan from Charlton in the '60s, and it was funny because I did a search and I couldn't find it. I saw where people had used that term for various and sundry things. And then, like, about a week after the book came out, I started Google baiting, of course. And if you don't know what that is, I ain't telling you. It doesn't reflect well on me. But anyway, suddenly up comes this wealth of information about a real life weightlifter from the early 19th century who called herself Volcana, and her grandchildren and such are trying to keep her legend alive. And upon future examination, found out that she was, declared herself the world's strongest woman, and would do various feats of, weightlifting and stuff like that. And then a reporter followed her around and discovered that, like, the weights were hollow and that virtually everything she did was fake, and that she actually may have married her brother. So I don't feel too bad. I may be bringing more grace to that name than she did. But anyway, yeah, isn't it funny when you find out that you think you made up something and it turns out maybe you didn't? But anyway, you're bringing joy to that name. I love that name, Maria Rasputin. Anyway, and Animal Trainer, I had no idea, but that just happened. I hear you. Amy Hale says, I'm up for most love to hate villain for my character Lawrence Mills in Havenwood Falls, and she'd appreciate your vote. So please go to that place there and vote. And like I said, you're going to see some Nevermorian names on there. I think Michaela Jade's in there. I know Beth Sturgis is in there, and Aaron Casey. If you can see a Nevermorian, vote for them. All right, let's sweep the categories. I am not in there. Of course, I didn't really release a book in 2017. I wrote a number of them, but I did not release any of them. And Magi J Caretaker says, and the Magi in my name is based off the Magi Daniel in the Bible, God's messenger. I thought so. A lot of people, I think through corruption of language, think of Magi as like a dark arts practitioner, like you said, but that's not the original intent. And my blue suit is better, John. Just messing. We need to get you both on the frame, man. And I'll wear one of my white shirts, and we'll be like patriotic. How does that sound? Carl Westman says the amount of YouTube videos about streaming church services have exploded. Good thinking. Keep people safe. I agree. Safety third, and that's a real thing, actually. Safety third. The first rule is always follow Rule 3. The second rule is always follow Rule 1, and Rule 3 is safety third. Anyway, Magic Big Daddy John. So let me get this right. The magic of Big Daddy Cool John Pica. Sorry, John. Oh, I suck like a hoot. I suck like a vacuum cleaner. Anyway, my church, and shut up, Christian. Long Hollow Baptist went back to live services 3 weeks ago after a massive virtual campaign. We have membership over 12,000. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember you sharing that. Yeah, that's wild. Well, our church is small but mighty. It's a beautiful building, and they have been redoing it the last few years. Uh, but like I said, most of the people there are my age or older, so we're kind of at risk in a way. I mean, we've got a pretty comprehensive prayer list because of physical ailments, as you know, a lot of churches are finding these days. But I love the congregation, and our pastor is beyond awesome, fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, there's Carleen from YouTube. The dead have arisen. Hello, all. Mwah. Good to see you, Carly. Hope you got some coffee, if only for John's sake, or Carl's sake, excuse me. Who's John? I'm talking about John Pica now. I'm getting all the names confused. Just like last night when Clayton Merwin kept calling me Rick, and there's Rick Bradley there. I was like, I'm in the same room. And like Rick said, he's cuter. Anyway, good morning, Carly. Welcome to the land of living again. Yes, you need a tour guide through this existence. And Brian Rodman, always a pleasure to have you here, my friend. Good morning, my fellow Brian, and all you Nevermorians. I appreciate the safe and selfless attitude from folks. As a high risk guy, I am very thankful for folks who take this seriously. I mean, we've got to, right? And yeah, we may wind up with like 2% of the population, 1% according to the CDC, maybe being infected. But it may be someone's grandma. It may be a friend of yours. I had two friends that caught this very early in the pandemic, and so this has been like March or so. He still doesn't have his sense of taste or smell back. Plus, there are side effects that could be linked to permanent lung damage, edema, possible brain damage, and possible compromisation of the immune system. There's just a whole bunch of things, and we don't know the long-term effect of this because this is so new. So because I care, because I'm rising tide, I do take this seriously. And Brian, I'm sorry you are at risk, sir. I am too. I am in my mid 60s and I know you're saying you aren't in your mid 60s, Brian. You aren't that young, but I also have a heart murmur, and fortunately, I don't have diabetes. I came back clean on that. My doctor will be very pleased with me. But just those two factors alone, my age and my heart condition, which I take medication for, by the way, I have a high blood pressure too. It kind of puts me at risk. So I'm doing it for all of you, not just me, okay? But I don't need any praise for it. And smart people, Brian. So do I. Yeah, I'm not usually one of them, but I am glad to know smart people, and you're one of my smart people too, Carly. And Carl Weston says I didn't even hug Michaela. Talk about self control. I think I did. There's self control, and then there's an opportunity. But anyway, well, the thing is, Michaela's not much of a hugger, is the thing, and I am flattered that she does hug me. Because she knows how I am. She knows she can't be safe. But anyway, even if Cookie's watching. But anyway, Volcana married her brother. What the hell? Okay, I'm awake now. Yeah, not my Volcana. My Volcana's a good girl. In fact, my Volcana right now doesn't even have a boyfriend. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, check out the QR code in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Shoot it with your phone, and you can pick up Volcano Rebirth of the Champion by me. And look at that cute cover by Trevor Eric Hawkins. Looks like a old cave painting, doesn't it? But anyway, it is a fast read, and if you like strong female characters, and if you like superheroics, that's your gal. And if you like things dying, that's your book. Anyway, yeah. So I'm out to cleanse the name of Volcana, which is one of the sequel to it. Is actually one of the things I'll be working on later this year. And Magi Jake says we should totally make an American flag. We should. I've got a white shirt. I've actually got a red shirt too. Which means I don't go planet side when Captain Kirk calls me. Christian Basil says, Big Daddy's John. What? When Christian Basil shows up on your show, you know how to make sure he's paying attention now. Magic, a Big Daddy Cool John Pica says, Volcana, when was the real person active? I want to say in the early part of the 20th century. or maybe late 19th. But anyway, yeah, she had she was kind of a big thing at the time. Not like a superstar, obviously, because I'd never heard of her before. I did my search after my book came out. But yeah, I think she's got her own Wikipedia page. I don't know how I missed it, is the thing. And John goes on to say, my wife likes to stay at home and watch virtually since she is an introvert. Um, Cookie likes the comradeship and the sense of community, which I do too. Um, I have to admit, though, I don't care to go to church without her because this is just me. This is just me. But every time I go someplace, Cookie and I hang around. We kind of like each other, okay? But whenever I go someplace without her, people start asking, "Hi, Brian." It goes like this: "Hey, Brian, how you doing? Where's Cookie?" Or "Hi, Brian, where's Cookie?" Or just straight to "Where's Cookie?" Like, Brian, you need a keeper, and she's not here to protect us. She's our first line of defense. So that gets old. So much for my fragile ego, right? So anyway, no, we would go back. We would go back to live services. That would be fun, and that's tough on me, though. Imagine that. Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, and John, actually, John, in all seriousness, I am glad you opened up about that because up till now, and I don't want to say it was a major kvetch, but it was like, John, I get it. You want to be outside. You want to be talking to people, but it never dawned on me that you're an entertainer and that you're used to instant response and the whole 9 yards, and it put things in a different light. And John, I'm glad you shared that. I am glad when people tell me things I don't know, and I should. Okay, and it's not like I didn't like you, John. I've liked you from the moment we met. But it's just, it's like I'm aware that I have peculiarities that probably drive most of you up the wall, which is probably why I don't have any more subscribers on my YouTube than I do. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and show you like me, or if you hate me. And you want to know where I am and want to keep tabs on me, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell so that you know when I'm showing up. But no, I get it, John. I really do. And I keep forgetting that not everyone is like me. I know, that's odd, isn't it? But John, you'll be back to full force. You will be back in live performances again soon, my friend, and I'll be the first to cheer you on. And you better tell me where they are, brother, so that I can help you promote them. All right, and that's an order. All right, got that? And Carl Wisman said there's a shortwave radio station in Guatemala that does religious programming all night for folks in far-flung villages who can't get to town. So we didn't invent it. That is, yeah. Sometimes we forget that radio was the first cable TV. Radio was the first internet. And there was a time when people were as slavishly listening to radio the way that we check out Google. That this is their lifeline, and we forget that. And it was a source of news and entertainment and community. We just don't think of that all the time. Janet Spar just showed up. Mwah, my Janet, how are you doing? Glad to see you. And, well, hello, who have we here? Trevor Hawkins. We mentioned that great artist. Hello, Trevor. Trevor is an amazing artist. He is currently working on some illustrations for my Doc Saga book, and he is also the artist on Volcana. He helped put this together. Skyman. He also drew this cover, the Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove, and who can forget his amazing, amazing cover for Satisfying, my international big-time seller. So, Trevor, it's good to see you, man. Hope all is going well for you this morning, my friend. And Carl Wisman says, yes, John, we introverts are thriving. Yeah, I tell people I've been training for this time since 2012. Magi Jake Caretaker says, my dad had COVID, so I'm now immune to it, I think, and I'm only 24, so I think it'll be like the flu. I had pneumonia, so I think I can handle it. I've had pneumonia. I had it back when I was 43, and that and something I had late last November. Those are the sickest I've ever been in my life, which is why I think I may have caught COVID. And if that's the case, Cookie was asymptomatic. I never had the fever. That's the only thing. The only thing I had was the fever for Pringles. But but not for the first couple days. No, I was popping my top and getting rid of my Pringles, and making its way to every exit, if you know what I mean. I sincerely think I'm now in the last few months. I believe that I may have had it or some mild version of it, because I was terribly sick, and they say that uh, the my Sharona myelocyrus is like the worst flu you've ever had, but magnified. And I know I was sleeping the entire time, and when I wasn't, I was either evacuating or in between the two. So anyway, I hope that you are immune to it. I hope that all of you stay healthy. I need you people. And I didn't hug Michaela Jade either. Enter sarcastic grin, says Christian Basil. Yeah. Well, you are invited to our next Michaela Con. And if we get Sarah Con going, you are invited to that, Christian. Now it's up to you to get there. This will be held in Illinois. So, East Central Illinois, Mattoon, the gateway to Olney. So anyway, actually, Olney's a way away from there. What am I saying? Anyway, Amy Hale says, I got to run on a deadline. Have a great day, all. Mwah, Amy. So glad you were here. Amy Hale will also be on Clever Title Pending this coming Tuesday night. Check it out. Check her out. Also, author AmyHale.com, author Amy Hale on Facebook, and also Amy Hale's Angels on the Book of Faces. Amy, love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here, and we will talk to you very, very soon. Christian Basil says, I subscribe to the Church of the Painful Truth. Well, the painful truth is, if you want to feast your eyes on Sarah, you need to come to Illinois, because her van won't make it to Florida. And Carl Wisman, Cookie is the chaperone. Ha! Cookie is the freaking caretaker. She's the den mother. What are you talking about? And my jailer. Anyway, Magic of Big Day Cool John Pica says, from Wikipedia, Miriam Kate Williams, 1874 to 1946, sometimes called Kate Roberts and better known by her stage name Volcana. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, I think it mentions in there that she and her brother were close. Practically interlocking. Anyway, Christian Basil, smoke signals were the first internet. Sadly, they had autocorrect back then too. Oh, you're brilliant. I love you, man. And let's go back to your comments here. Brian Rodman says, being high risk right now is not fun. However, we can choose to see the blessings we still have right now. For example, since I've been stuck at home for 6 months, I've been able to double my efforts for my comic, and it has paid off. Brian, that's what I love to see. Well, I've been moving along on my comic work too, as well as my prose. And I'm currently editing my Doc Saga anthology. I'm halfway done with that. 3 stories are on their way to the proofreader. And then what else? And then I'm currently writing a contract for somebody. What people don't know, I say I'm a former mortician's assistant. I worked for a year doing pre-planning for a local cemetery, not local to where I'm at now, but local to where I was living at the time. And one of the things I learned how to do was to read and write contracts. And so I am taking a book publisher's contract and turning it into an artist's contract for a line of potential graphic novels. So one that benefits both sides of the equation, being on both sides of the equation myself. And I may steal it. Anyway, but no, seriously. So yeah, I'm keeping busy, and today we're also going to be editing another Doc Saga story, and I gotta brag for a moment here on my writers. My Doc Saga people are so cool. And Rick Bradley, you and Clyde Hall are the last 2 to get edited, and I'm looking forward to your greatness. But I love how you guys have, and gal, because Cindy Kep is one of them, CKOEPP.com, sign up for a free monthly newsletter. It's amazing that you all see the potential for Doc that I do. Because I edited one story, Doc is almost a guest star in his own story, and it works so well. Kind of like Doctor Who. Where some of my favorite episodes were ones where the Doctor plays a very small role, but his influence is felt throughout. Blink, okay? Blink. That's all you all need to know. Yeah, it just amazes me the potential is being seen in that character, and some things I didn't even think of myself. So it puts me on notice that I've got to up my game too. And Trevor Hawkins, Back at you, brother. Anyway, hope your morning's going well, Trevor. And Brian Hawkins, good to see you. No relation to Trevor, but he is related to Eric. And greetings, programs. Well, good morning to you, and I hope you're part of the power. Your power pod is plugged in and ready to roar. And Magic of Big Daddy Cool John Pica says one of the bombshell kids is Elsa Darling and true strong woman. Maybe there's a story idea there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, there have been, there have been some, great female athletes, just like there have been male athletes. And, I was just, I was thinking, Volcana, I'm like, well, how can I tie into this? And I'm reading her biography. I'm like, ugh. And how can I distance myself from this? Volcana is an only child. She may wind up having only sisters from this point on, though. But anyway, yeah, and we are going to be working on the one of the projects we're going to get back on this year, before the end of the year, is Volcana 2, the Prometheus frame up. And then next year we will be wrapping up the original Volcana trilogy. And we may open Volcana up for other contributors, but we'll let that be announced when it's ready. Brian Rodman says, it's very much about finding the blessings in the suffering. Sometimes that's much more difficult than others, but those silver linings are always there. I agree with you, Brian. I agree with you completely. For instance, I had somebody, normally this annoys me. They reached out on Facebook to become a friend, and I hope if he's listening, you're not offended. But most of it happens a lot on LinkedIn. Somebody will reach out, and I don't know. Probably 95% of the people I'm linked to on LinkedIn. But this person reached out. I looked, and I vet people before I friend them now, and the thing was, I'm looking at, okay, we share interests, we're geeky, that's fine. And I friended him. I accepted his friend request, and then like a couple days later, he's like, "Well, thank you for friending me. I am a book illustrator. Would you mind buying my book?" And I'm like, well, first you got to tell me where it's at, and you gotta you've got to, give me something to work with here. And I looked at it, and I might buy it. But normally when, on LinkedIn, I get a number of people that, send me a friend request and I accept it. And then the first thing is, well, thank you for accepting my friend request. Now here's my series of books that you have to buy, or here's this, too expensive service that that I believe you need, and you need to, buy it. And what I do immediately is I, unfriend and block them. So, uh, it's like I'm not there to be sold to. And it's the same way on Facebook. I get I'm not saying I'm all that. I never want to say I'm all that, but I get a number of people that just kind of hook up with my profile simply because they see that I might be an opportunity for them, and that's fine. I can handle that. I will be the one who decides whether I'm exploitable or not. But I occasionally get people that just don't understand what we do. They don't understand Nevermorians. They don't understand Rising Tide. They don't understand um, that it's more than just me sharing your product name or your video or whatever on the show, and they just don't get it. So anyway, yeah. So, but anyway, this time, yes, we've all had challenges in many ways, financially, emotionally, professionally. I've got to say, though, I'm blessed that I've weathered this time, and in fact, I've actually been able to build my business because of the Christian. I see Christian Basil has a great comment. We'll get to that in a moment. But I see that there is possibility we can help each other, and I have been blessed, and I hope I've been able to help other people too. So anyway, it's like Winston Churchill used to say, "Why waste a good crisis?" Right? But anyway, I'm hoping that you all find your blessings and you find a way to rise above during this time. Magi Jake Caretaker says, when I had pneumonia, I couldn't breathe right for 2 weeks. It sucked. Yeah, I had it when I was 43. I caught it fair and square. I didn't go to the hospital or anything. I just stayed at home and died. But yeah, it was one of those few times where I'd had to die to feel better. I couldn't breathe. All I could do was sleep. I couldn't take in food. I lost a dramatic amount of weight. Plus, again, evacuation. So that's my first response to everything is, evacuate. But it was a rough time. But I'm glad you got through it, Jake. I really am. And Christian Basil says, popping my top and getting rid of my Pringles, and I just watched my brain put in acid. You shouldn't take acid. Didn't you learn anything from the Summer of Love, Christian Basil? That stuff will warp your brain. You know all those drugs from the 60s? I didn't take any, so I don't know what my excuse is. Anyway, that was me trying to be delicate, Christian. Anyway, moving on to your comments, and I probably should sooner than later. Oh, we got some cool people. I got to read your comments because you're awesome. As promised, says Bill Sarn, I'm fashionably late for the show. They need to bring back Coast to Coast Radio that Art Bell and George Norrie hosted. With everything that's happening in 2020, it fit right in with the show's strange, unbelievable format. Well, maybe we ought to start that, Bill. Maybe we ought to do our own fake news network. We really should. I don't know. I don't know how long it'd be before Facebook and YouTube crack down on us, but it's worth a try. And hail, Amy, says Christian Basil. You know what side your bread's buttered on, buddy. And bring Cookie home with love. Thank you, Bill Starn. Hashtag bring Cookie home. I appreciate that, man. Always appreciates hearing that. And the magic of Big Daddy John. Cool John Pica says, I don't know why I keep skipping names there. She and her brother performed as Atlas and Volcana. Yeah. And that's not the only performance they had, apparently. And Carleen said, just finished editing Michaela's next Warrior story. Excellent. Oh, my God, that's so cool. I forgot you were doing that for her. And there she is, Cindy Cap. Mwah! Good morning, interesting characters. How in the world are you? How in the world are you, Cindy? Hope you are doing well this morning. Cindy is one of our contributors to the Doc Saga book, and I'm so excited because I just read her story and it was fantastic. OMG, it was great. And you can also get something great. Sign up for her free monthly newsletter at CKOEPP.com because she is awesome. And what if the Volcanas met? They ain't gonna, Trevor. I'm telling you that right now. I can just see the older one saying, "You'd like my brother." Anyway, Magic of Big Daddy John, Cool John Pica says the real Volcanic could have been a contemporary of Galen Gell, the original strongman. That's true. There were some really terrific athletes around that time too. Russell Allen said, "Have a great day, guys. Back to work to deal with someone else's mistakes. Welcome to the 9 to 5, Russell." That was usually most of my professional career. Hoping for results today, Brian. Still haven't heard anything. Well, like you said, man, no news is good news, man. We've been praying for you. We'll pray some more, Russell, and you have a great day, my friend. Look forward to some good news from you, okay? And there she is, the giantess herself, Meredith Walgren. Good morning, Nevermore. Mwah! Meredith, good morning to you, darling. Hope you are doing well. Check out her morning podcast around 7:30 every morning. Wild One Forever. Also, check out geekinsider.com. All right. And buy my books, Brian. Buy my book. Well, as soon as you're finished coloring it, Christian, maybe I will. Excuse me. I'm still feeling a little beat up from the weekend, but wanted to let you know that the Indie Vent website is updated with Saturday's videos. Meredith Walgren, thank you very much. One of those videos, which also you can find on my YouTube channel, and please like and subscribe. And ring that bell for notification of future projects. My interview with Russell Allen. Now, a lot of you don't know what Russell is about, and I'm very proud of that episode. I really am. It turned out a zillion times better than I anticipated. I never go into an episode thinking this is going to suck, unless it's a solo one. Which is why you don't see those older ones on my my feed on YouTube. But we may put some of them in. There are a couple from before we started using StreamYard that I do want to get up on there. But anyway, you worked hard, Meredith, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do in November. And let me know if I'm supposed to be on call or anything. I probably am. So anyway, but Meredith did an incredible job with the Indie event last weekend, and I was tickled to be a part of it, and looking forward to the next one. So go Fefe. So anyway, you take care of yourself, Meredith. You're always telling me to take care of myself, so I'm going to be your mother, but that's only half the story. Anyway, Meredith also, she does a lot of great stuff for Geek Insider, both on YouTube and on Facebook. Please check out her interviews. She is awesome, and I adore her. I really do. And he said, my friends, Brian can be exploited. Yes, Christian Basil, I can. Get those video cameras ready and bring the 5-gallon drum. You'll need it. Trevor Hawkins says, but aren't you the bag of chips? Aren't you the bag of chips, though? All that reference. I know, Trevor. That's the thing. You got to watch this show. I'm like the Dennis Miller of broadcasting here, of interwebs broadcasting. I just throw out so many past and present references. You don't know how old I really am unless you saw my rings open. But that, we try to keep everything lively here. We try to keep you on your toes. Cindy Kep says, I get a lot of friend requests. Then if I accept, I never hear from them. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of that right now too. I think they're building their platform. Some publishers ask about how big your follower list is. With Christian Basil, if he asks a guy that's a euphemism. But yeah, well, some people, publishers are taking a look at that and asking their contributors to help promote their own damn work, which I welcome. And Cindy, I should get that contract done by the end of the day. I'm thinking I'm on the last 2 pages, and we'll see what Trevor, not Trevor Hawkins, but the other Trevor thinks. Or no, excuse me, it's Travis. Excuse me, his name's Travis too. I have another friend named Travis. But anyway, it's coming together. But anyway, yeah, I get the same thing too, and it's kind of nice that people think that I am exploitable, and I welcome it. Actually, that's I'm a frequent guest at conventions because I'm exploitable, and I hear a lot of people say, "Well, I just released." Like a story online, and I put it in fanfiction.com, and I haven't told anybody about it yet. Why am I not getting invited to conventions as the big star? Well, because no one knows you've done it. Brag on yourself. For God's sakes, brag on yourself. I get people like that all, and people find me entertaining. I love that, and I hope that this translates to sales, new friends, and collaborators. But yeah, I'm same way, Cindy. I get a lot of people that they friend me, and then I don't hear from them ever again, and I don't know. I know I've gotten a recent spate of new friends, but and I know where they came from. A number of them were from the indie event, and that's cool. But I still vet everybody. But yeah, some people just don't know how to promote themselves. I was approached by somebody. It wasn't a friend request, but they were like, "Well, I want you to promote me. What is it you do to promote people? If you don't know, that's not the way to start our conversation. I'll have to tell you some of this stuff in private, Cindy. I don't want to snark on the air, but no, and, it's like, and I checked their profile page, and there's no posts on it. They've either set everything to private, or I saw like a couple of posts, but it looked like the type of thing where you set up the account, then you post like like your dinner 2 days later, and then that's it for the next 5 years. That's what the page looks like, and publishers look at that. And I've read a number of publisher contracts from a number of houses. People share their contracts with me to see if they're really good contracts, and 99% of the ones I've read are. So anyway, moving on from that. So if you want to be in the creative field, learn to promote yourself. And but I don't like promoting myself. Well, tough, Sparky. Guess what? If you want to succeed, that's what you got to do. You got to play the game. And we could do. That's one of my videos. My upcoming videos is going to be on. But I don't want to do that. Well, guess what? Do it anyway. We'll do a whole video on that. Carl Witzman says, some gal joined my secret humor group, then asked, what can I get out of it? A laugh, reasons for lawsuits, potential things to be offended by. Yeah, and Carl, I know you let somebody in just because they knew me. That might not be a good thing. So you may want to vet them past me first. And if I've got reservations, I'll tell you. Cindy Kep says, for some genuinely good books, go to Smashwords and look for my name. Thank you, Cindy. Mwah. And also, don't forget, check out Amazon and look for Cindy Kep's brand new book, Animal Eye. And some big things are coming from Animal Eye. So you want to get that book now while Cindy is not too good to speak to us. That's a Star Maker book, and she is a star. She is fantastic. And again, sign up for her free newsletter at ckoepp.com. Rick Bradley says, "We always exploit Brian. It's fun." Well, I'm glad I'm a source of amusement, exploitable amusement for you. And seriously though, people who just use friend requests as a way to earn a quick buck really rub me the wrong way. Drank. That's right. If you're going to rub someone, especially if they're O'Brien, there are right ways and there are wrong ways to rub them. I love a happy ending. So anyway, and Brian's like, no, I'm eating and abetting. So anyway, it's what happens when you're on this show. What were we saying about being easily offended? Anyway, Carl Witzman from YouTube says, Meredith arises. Oh, yeah, and so do we. And Cindy Kemp says, I'm also available on Amazon. Well, I believe her. Cindy, thank you so much. And please check out the work of Cindy Kemp, also at bearpublications.com. The magic of Big Daddy Cool John Pica says, Coast to Coast is still on the air. Is it really? Wow. Who's hosting it now? Or are they just rerunning old shows? A lot of that stuff just doesn't, people are still falling off the edge of the earth. So I guess, the flat earth thing is still around. Rick Radley said, I got a friend request from someone who wrote episodes of many of my favorite cartoons growing up. I didn't even realize it until later. He's going to let me pick his brain on what it was like writing those. Oh, dude, when you get those stories, you got to share. You have got to share. Well, I remember one time, I friended Andrew Cartmel, who classic Doctor Who fans know that name. He was the script editor on the Sylvester McCoy run of Doctor Who, and had a document called the Cartmel Master Plan, which was going to revitalize the show. And he started doing some of it, and a lot of it has actually crept into even more. Most current Doctor Who. Jodie Whittaker is the beneficiary of a lot of the ideas from that master plan. So yeah, Rick, I want to hear this when you get his brain good and picked. And League of Impossible, it says back to this account. Maybe Brian won't trip over this one. Well, thank you for League of Impossibilities. You know that I will treat your name right, John B. Pica. Anyway, Cindy Cap says, if you missed the Rising Tide newsletter yesterday, very sad, but you have a month to fix that. That's true. Let's see. Oh, I should get that banner up. Thank you for reminding me. I took it down because we had some videos earlier. So let's see. Oh, maybe if I go to the right area. There we go. Sign up for my free monthly newsletter at bit.ly Rising Tide 01. Thank you for the reminder there. Oh, we are so in charge here. Yes, we are. Anyway, let's get back to your great comments here. And oh man, I'm way behind now. I got to catch up. Let's see here. I'm going way back. I'm like going back yesterday, it seems. And there we go. And more and more and more. And yes. And yeah, sign up for my Rising Tide newsletter. We have a lot of cool stuff in there. We have introduced people to the joys of Little Big, a Russian, very, very great Russian pop group, as well as, and it's kind of fun to watch the behind the scenes videos that I'm finding about them and to hear English popping into the Russian part of it. And anyway, we feature their new video, Taco. And we also have, if you love Schadenfreude, you'll love the towing videos that I have discovered. And Brian, report to Indie Event in November. Yes, dear. Most of the time I'm reporting to HR, but Meredith, you know I'm yours, darling. And she furthermore says horror themed, and we're sending out invitations now. Well, I might know a few people. You never know who I'll bring in. Bill Sarn says, join the far out and groovy people by clicking on Facebook's Sarnart76, the artwork of Bill Sarn, and check out his daily Daffy's drawings that will leave you laughing, sketches, and other crazy cool things from yesteryear. So check out the artwork of Bill Sarn, where everything old is new again. Beautiful, Bill. Great copy there. And cool. Thanks for your help on the contract thingy. I'm glad to do it, Cindy. I hope that you and Travis can use it, and we'll bat it back and forth. And Carl Wisman says, doesn't suspense count, Meredith? I would do a morning show if needed. Well, Carl, if you don't do a morning show, you'll do an afternoon show, if you know what I mean. But I'd love to see you do something on your own there, because you're awesome. The League of Impossible says, I was taught by a college professor that, quote, if you don't toot your own horn, nobody else will. Exactly. Well, it's funny because somebody approached me about being on Clever Title Pending, and did it through a third party. They posted to a page and said, does he interview Iowa authors? But it was a page that was about Iowa authors that was sharing my Clever Title Pending with an Iowa author. Okay. And I restrained myself from lecturing this person. I think the time may come where I may have to. And then they asked, I would love to be on your show. What do you do there?
Love you.
Love you, honey. I'm on the air still. I will come and see you, though.
Okay.
Okay, love you. Cookie just got home from Cracker Barrel, and then she's going to her job this afternoon because she's awesome. But yeah, I agree with you completely, John B. Pica, that we've got to be our own cheerleader, and we are then blessed when we get other people cheerleading for us and with us. And, seriously, I don't tell you that enough. I really don't. I should. And Meredith Walgren says, yes, Carl, horror, suspense, thrillers, crime, noir. Hell, I can fill the whole weekend myself with my contacts. If Carl Witzman says, if Carly can get up early that day, I'll drag her on camera too. Hey, if nothing else, maybe I'll come on and help you. Who knows? Or get a mannequin and put a photo of her face on it. Or get one of those inflatable things from Christian Basil and put her face on. Never mind. League of Impossibilists says, I don't send friend requests, but I don't send friend requests. I don't like to go where I am not already invited. You and Count Dracula. But I accept friend requests. Well, that's good. That's very good. Well, you've accepted mine, and that's good of you. I do appreciate that, John. I really do. And Carleen replies, looks at Carl with the one eye that's open. Huh? And Carl replies, I've got to fix the lock on the secret humor group door. Yeah, you've definitely got to put the bouncer back in. Because if they drop my name, you already should be suspicious. Cindy Kep says, shameless promotion. You, yes, you, need fun sci-fi fantasy and gamelet. So go to Amazon and look up Cindy Kep. That's KOEPP.com. Definitely check out Animal Eye. I'm holding off because I want to get a copy in person. All right, I want to see her sign it. And Rick Radley says, I feel bad for anyone trying to friend me to ride my coattails. They ain't going nowhere yet. Hey, Rick, in all seriousness, man, you are a great example. I'm not saying you might light a fire under me every now and then, but you do. A lot of you do, because I want to be worthy to be part of your tribe. And so that means I got to keep up. And I got to set the pace. And it's one of those things, it's like geese flying, You see how they fly in that V formation? Because that lead goose is flapping his wings like a son of a gun. And he's, creating a draft behind him that the other ducks will fly and have an easier time of it. Well, that lead duck is eventually going to get tired. So he or she drops out of the point of the V. Someone else moves up and then does the heavy lifting so the others can take a rest, and they all take turns doing this. That's Rising Tide, people. It really is. And George Noory is the host. Okay, I thought George was gone. Well, I'm glad to see he's not. I'll have to check that out. And FYI, says Bill Sarn, I designed a T-shirt with the Sarn Art 76 logo as a crest on the front and another graphic on the back. I'm going to Apparel Unlimited today to get it done today. If things go well, this could lead to cool swag to be used in sale promotions and giveaways in the future for the artwork of Bill Sarton page. Yeah, and if you, that's a good idea. You also might check out like Teespring or one of the other T-shirt services, because you can set up a store there and do merch there. And that way they handle all of your mail order and all of, like any sort of collecting payments and crap like that. And then you don't have to. Although having some on hand is very handy. And last night, if you watched Clayton Merwin on Clever Title Pending, he had the very first contest we've ever had on Clever Title Pending, which was really kind of fun. And we got a couple happy people as a result. And I hope you guys, I think it was Bill and Rick, I hope you guys sent your addresses to Clayton. All right. And if you haven't, please do. And if you aren't friends with Clayton, please, please reach out or send your addresses to me. Reach out to him and be his friend, because he's awesome. He posts artwork all the time. And Cindy Kemp says, and get ready for it. Doc Saga from Rising Tide is coming soon. Many good stories including a singing camellia. Yes, that was an excellent story, Cindy. And we were talking before you showed up about how some of my favorite Doctor Who stories are stories where the Doctor is not an integral part of the A plot, like Blink, for instance, where he's there, he's a presence, but it's really Sally Sparrow's story, or the episode with David Tennant with Elton and his girlfriend, the one who was in the Harry Potter movies. Kind of creepy ending, but that was an excellent, with Peter Kay, that was an excellent episode. And again, the Doctor wasn't in it a whole lot, but was still a power in there. So anyway, yeah, and you caught that with Doc Saga. He's still part of it, but it's not really his story. But that's great, and you nailed it. You really did. Easy edit on that one too. We've now joked about rubbing Brian's. We've reached a new level of friendship. Well, Brian, if we can't rub each other, who can we rub? Beats doing it yourself. Yes, I said that. Anyway, and Christian Basil's having a stroke right now, and maybe that kind too. Who knows? And Brian Rodman, I feel we're in trouble with HR now. Yeah, Brian report to HR. Meredith, we need a graphic and a voiceover for that. Brian, report to HR immediately. Thank you. So and Meredith's going, you Brian, making one more thing for me to do. And there he is, Nick Tockard. Hello. Sorry for the late start, Nick. You are worth waiting for, my friend. I hope everyone is well. Huge thanks to Cindy Kep, who found out Amazon lost pages from my digital files, so I will be fighting the good fight on that one. Oh, my God. One more horror story from Amazon. I was talking to somebody the other day. In fact, I've talked to several people just in the last week who have had a book on Amazon for years. And then all of a sudden it comes back saying, well, your book format isn't right. Your dimensions aren't correct. And it's like they've been correct up until today. And I've got one friend who's pulling his book from Amazon as a result because he just doesn't want to dick with them anymore. There are alternatives, friends. If you're having troubles, contact me. I'll see what I can do to help you. But yeah. Oh, Nick, good luck, and please keep us posted, okay? Because that's really important. And hi, Cookie, says Rick Bradley, and I'm sure she sends her best to you, my friend. And Bill Sarton says, let me get on there. There we go. I like the video newsletter, Brian, but you owe me big time reparations for having to watch the taco song. I owe you nothing, sir. In fact, you owe me. You ought to buy every book I own, including the ones on my shelves that I didn't even write. Anyway, my giving you Taco by Little Big was an act of benevolence. You should admit that. Taco was a great song. Taco, 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 eat burrito. Anyway, but no, check it out. It's available on YouTube, which is where I pulled it, obviously. Shut up, Christian. So, but it's a fun song, and you'll get used to it. Just keep watching it over and over and over again. And anyway, and anyone who can't get into looking at Sonia with big hair and bikini. Well, anyway, Cindy Cap says, I used to do tech support. One of my jobs had me sitting across the short cubicle wall from the international queue. It was a trip because there were bursts of foreign languages interrupted by English speed bumps for some terms. Yeah, years ago, I've told this story before. A friend of mine, this is back in the 80s, mid 80s, and he was big into anime before a lot of the translated stuff made its way to America. And so he loaned me like a whole bunch of like Dirty Pair and what else? Some really great older anime things. And it was the Dirty Pair intro. I'm listening to it, and I, of course, I'm single back then. I'm living in my boss's basement apartment, and I'm watching these things. And I bought myself some evil beer, and was sitting there enjoying myself, just chilling out on a Saturday morning, didn't have to go to work. And I'm watching these videos in my underwear, which is probably more than you all needed to know, but it puts it in perspective. And I'm drinking. Boy, am I drinking. And at one point I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. I'm listening to Dirty Pair, and I'm understanding the first part of the song. I'm understanding part of it. Am I picking up Japanese by osmosis? And so I keep listening. Then I realize that they are singing in English. So I put down the beer, and I put on my pants and went outside for a walk for a couple of hours. So, oh yeah, and I'm following right now. There is the official Ultraman channel on Facebook. I'm probably going to share one of those shows pretty soon on my newsletter. But they're currently running a brand new Ultraman series called Ultraman Z, and there are so many parts. Like I'll be saying, "Hey, Cookie, you know how they say swamp in Japanese? Swamp." Or activate the fourth door. You know how they say activate the fourth door in Japanese? Activate the fourth door. It's amazing. I'm picking up the language so easily now, and Ultraman is the key. And Cindy Kep says, "Oh, drat, break is over. You should go visit Sarnard 76 for some fantastic vintage cartoonias." Yes, you should. Cindy, have a fantastic day at work and at home and wherever you happen to be. Make this day amazing for yourself. And also check out CKOEPP.com. Check out that great newsletter. Pick up some of her amazing books, particularly her new release, Animal Eye, from Bear Publications. And also sign up for that great monthly newsletter. She is amazing. And Magi Jake Gospel Magician says, "I learned my magic from a magician named Dwayne Laughlin." I'm not familiar with that name. Oh, okay. And there he is. There is Bill Sarn again saying, "I just finished reading Carl Witzman's The Mad Gasser Cheerleader of Calhoun County novel last night, and am highly anticipating a sequel to it soon." Hint, hint, Carl. Seriously, it's a great read, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, and it's a fast read, too. It's a great, great book. And there he is, Ted Davies Artistry. Good morning, all. Ted, good to have you here. I hope you're feeling good after finishing your vacay. And also check out TedDaviesArtistry.com. Check out Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. And check out the great show that he and Carl Witzman do about appreciating cigars. So anyway, it looks like we are caught up with your comments. So, my wife is home. It means I must make her lunch for her. So we're going to go through the litany here, where we tell everybody thank you for watching us, whether you're watching us live, and especially if you're watching us on the rerun. We appreciate your patronage here. We really do here on Nevermind the Furthermore. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Central. And and here we go. Couple more comments here, and thanks Bill Sarn from Carl Witzman. And Brian Rodman says, "Well, I've loved the shenanigans, but I've got to get going." Yeah, I should too. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and head on over to brianrodman.com for the horror fantasy series Memoirs of an Angel. It's like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. Brian, I have got to get over there. Get on my butt and make sure I do it, all right? Because I can't do adulting very well. Everyone take care and stay creative. Rick Bradley, thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. And Nick Tucker says, "Ha! Dirty Pair is classic. I can recommend a bunch of classic anime. Vampire Hunter D. That is a good one. Springs to mind because I am addicted to their source novels. Yeah, I've read like the first 4. That is really great stuff. There's another one, and I can never remember the name of it. If you know it and can PM me, I would love to find them again. But it was like a moonlighting kind of thing. It was a male and female private detective series, and every now and then he would say something incredibly, he was always flirting with the girl, and he'd say something so incredibly sexist that from nowhere she picked up this huge mallet, pulled it out, and would slam him in the skull with it. I don't remember what it was, but I watched those and was just laughing to death. And I love Dirty Pair, and the comics were amazing. Bill Sarn says, "Got to get going. The Black Ops helicopters are circling now. Vaya con Dios, amigos." Hey, happy trails till we meet again, brother. Good to see you. And Carl Witzman says, "See you all later." We will see you, Carl, and we will see you too, folks. And again, thank you for being here on Nevermind the Furthermore. We will have another we're taking tomorrow off as usual, but we will have another show on Friday morning at 10 a.m. and we hope you will be here. Please tell everybody about this show. Please steer them our way, and be sure to check out our website, risingtide.pub, and that's where you can sign up for our monthly newsletter. It is totally free. We mention our personal appearances. This month we have a special number of special videos linked to it. So please check them out, including where we're going to be, what's happening with Rising Tide Publications, occasional book discounts, guest editorials, and special motivations. In this month is from Robert Benchley. We think you'll dig what he had to say. We also provide motivation, education, and inspiration in the newsletter. Hope you enjoy it. And if you don't want to, you can. If you don't want to go to my webpage, go to my my address there where you can sign up personally. But anyway, otherwise go to risingtide.pub and check out what we've got. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, thank you very much. And please be sure to like this, give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because we got all kinds of cool things coming up and soon. And be sure to ring that little bell so you'll be notified when we're going to be on the air again. You can do the same thing also on Facebook, whether you're watching on Geek Insider or on Rising Tide or my profile page. And then I guess that's it. I've run through my whole script here. Anyway, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. I hope you have a great hump day. Each and every one of you, shut up Christian, and we will see you soon. All right. So in the meantime, be sure to stay smart, stay safe, wash your damn hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Thank you very much. This is Brian K. Morris signing off for Nevermind the Furthermore. We'll see you Friday at 10. Take care, everyone.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
New from Terraform Comics, Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends. Because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.